Hey guys, this is something I've been wanting to work on for a while. Finally got the conditions to get out and do it. I want to get some underwater footage, specifically of fish on the nest. I've always really enjoyed nest fishing, and some of the videos that I get most hung up on watching on YouTube are the underwater videos. So this is my first experiment with it, so bear with me. I learned a couple of lessons, and I'm going to share them with y'all. And I'm also going to share with y'all how I'm shooting this footage. But lesson one is you got to have a filter on your camera. So, I shot those bait videos in a pool a couple of years ago, and that worked great because I guess the chlorine has so much of the particulate rinsed out of the pool that you really don't have problems with it. But what I've read since I looked at this footage when I got it back was I'm going to have to put a filter to cut down on the green and blue light. I think that's what it said. Anyways, it's a red filter. So I've got one of those ordered. I'm going to continue doing this. I kind of got off on this right at the beginning of the spawn this year so I could do this. So that's lesson one. Lesson two is where you point the camera. A couple of them, so I caught 5 or 6, I think 6 fish that I had a camera in the water. And several of them I didn't have I had the camera tilted too low. And that GoPro lens shoots way low and way high. So lesson learned, I'm going to tilt it up a little more in the future when I shoot these. Third lesson, anything in the water is not good. So my next video I'm going to try to do it more of a rocky style lake. Probably Texoma is what I'm thinking. Somewhere where I can get down in some real clear water, or where there's very little grass or just anything growing in the water, because as you're going to see from this little bit of footage I got here. So I had almost 2 hours of footage. I've been through most of it, and I've only got a little bit of what I'll even call usable footage, but I'll get better. Give me a chance with this, guys. And then the last lesson is this lesson right here. So actually, let me show you how I'm shooting this footage. So here's how I'm shooting this footage. Actually, a guy at the ramp even said, "What is that?" As to how I'm getting that underwater footage. So what I did was I just took a bucket and I dumped it. I put about, there's probably 30 pounds of cement in there. I made me a PVC handle so I could drop it in water and point it where I want to and also get it out. And then I took a GoPro gooseneck, cemented it in the top, and then I added another gooseneck on top of it. And that is that's my underwater tripod. It does freak the fish out. I think what I'm gonna do before I bring it out again is I'm gonna paint the bottom, kind of camo it up a little bit so it's just not that bright white sitting down there, because I could tell that fish didn't really want to settle down very good, but that's what I'm using. Home invention. So I built that in the backyard, obviously. But what I discovered was, and I'm gonna show you right here, when I set that down in the water, I wasn't real careful setting it down. And so you could see the footage is actually pretty clear, but as soon as that thing settles to the bottom, it stirs all that particulate up off the bottom, and it never gets as clear. On any of the videos I shot, it's never as clear as when that camera's going down. So that's another lesson. I got to put that camera down really low. And I'm also going to extend my handles. I'm going to put some thread on my handles, put some more PVC, so that's 1-inch PVC pipe. I'll just screw some 1-inch PVC pipe where I can get it down deeper. I did see a couple of decent fish yesterday, but my handles were too short to get it down deep enough to see them. So I was really limited to about 4.5 feet of water or less. And the better fish I saw were a little bit deeper. So lesson learned, right? I've never done this before, but I think you'll enjoy this footage. I've got probably an hour's worth of footage where you can see stuff. And if you guys want it, I'll post that raw footage. Just say something below and I'll post it. It's almost like watching an aquarium for me. It's really mesmerizing. But I hope you guys enjoy this footage, and we'll check it out right here. And I got more stuff coming. Actually, next Tuesday, excuse me, I'm going to post up the above water footage where I talk about how I catch these fish. I'm going to sort of teach you, if you haven't nest fished, or at least give you my thoughts on nest fishing and how to do it, and how to get those fish excited, and how to figure out whether a fish is catchable or not, and all that stuff. So here we go, guys. All right, so I'll talk more about this next week, but basically this is a fish that was not what I would call deadlocked on. So the fish moved off when it saw me, but I could tell it looked like a fish that might protect. So I just kind of set up on it, watched for a minute, and once I saw it was going to come back to the nest, I eased in there and I put my camera down, which of course spooked it bad, ran it off. And we're about 11 minutes now since the camera's been set down, and you can see the fish there. And I know it's hard to see, but I think it's still worth watching. I enjoyed it, and like I said, I'll get better at this where we can clear this footage up. But I had originally started out flipping a crube on that, which is a little, matter of fact, it's 6 cents may have embedded the perfect nest fishing bait. I got to say that, and you guys know me. I don't do that a lot. I fish everybody's baits. 6 cents has been real good to me, but the little crube is a little tube bait that is basically my go-to nest fishing bait. Always was a little zoom tube. They made a little white tube that I love because I could put a nice solid 2/0 hook in it, and this is the same size, but it's got more action, and I love it. Now what you're seeing there is the fish would not react to that crube initially, so I sort of wacky rigged a whale, which is a little 6 cent swim bait, and fished it in there, and I thought she was going to eat it, but or he actually, this is most certainly a male based on the size, but it's the first thing that kind of got him stirred up, and you're going to see here in a second. Now that I've got him stirred up and coming back to the nest, I'm going to go right back to that crube, which I rigged on 20-pound fluorocarbon, 3/8 ounce tungsten sinker pegged, and then a little 2/0 must-dot hook that I'll show you all Tuesday in the video with the above water. But I've got him fired up now, and you see he didn't like that being on the nest. He didn't like it slowly falling, and it's weird. Some fish, you can catch them on a fast-moving bait. Some fish want a slow-moving bait. Some fish want a dead stick bait. But I felt like I was going to have to make this fish mad, so I want y'all to hear something. I'm going to hush here for a second. Isn't that crazy? And the trolling motor, and gosh, you'd be amazed how loud power poles are. So anyway, you see now I've gone back to that crube, and he's not spooking. He's staying pretty close to the nest, and I'm really trying to find the spot that really angers him. But you're going to see what I do right here in just a second. So I finally get him sideways to the nest, and I flip it in there, and I just bang it off of him. And boy, a lot of times when you do that, that really makes him mad. And his attitude just changes dramatically. Watch this. So I think he leaves the next pitch alone. I think because he ran way off when I hit him. But yeah, you see him just over there, and the next one I drop it right in there, and I knew this fish was caught. When the way he reacted to the prior pitch, I knew it was time to catch him. So there he is. He's mad. Just nips at it, got the tail. But once they nip the tail, and I talk about in the next video not setting the hook when you can still see part of that bait, because this right here is going to happen. You can see he is fired up at this point. And I just got to get the right angle on him and put it right in his grill, hop it right at him, boom, he's caught. God, I love doing this. It's so much fun. And by the way, I've been trying to get new views for you guys, and I had been throwing a frog that morning while it was cloudy, so I'd set a camera up real low. You see it right there by the trolling motor, thinking I could get some good blow-ups from a level lower than a chesty. And unfortunately, I got some lily pads around my live scope, pulled it up out of the water, and that's the first time. My GoPro, so there goes a nice GoPro 7. Bonk. One hop, at least didn't break the graph, thank goodness. But amazing, in 4+ years of filming, that's the first time that's happened, and I'm sure it won't be the last.
Well, I don't know if y'all saw that or not, but that's the first GoPro camera I've ever lost in the water. Damn it. Pulled that trolling motor up and didn't realize the cable was over it. Bonk, it flipped it out. Bye-bye, camera footage.